When did you realise you wanted to be a rugby player?
So I went to boarding school, Lord of Wales College, in Hampshire, and I'd grown up in London, very much used to playing football. You know, at break times we played football. Rugby wasn't something that many people played living in the city, but rugby was the main sport in my school. Football was pretty much banned, so it was very much a big transition. Everyone played rugby, and that was sort of the programme. You had to get with it. So I'd been at this school a week on the Wednesday, and there's a rugby practice, and they said, had I played rugby before? And I said no, so I was with the third team, and then we did like a little touch tag game, and they saw, you know, my pace, they saw my brother's speed, and it was like, you guys are going to be playing on the weekend if that's okay. So, I mean, I'd been playing rugby for 40 minutes, and suddenly I was playing a rugby match against Centre School, Portsmouth Grammar School.
Wow.
And I was only 11, yeah. I was about 130 centimetres tall, very small boy, and that was the first time I played rugby. We lost that game, unfortunately, 68-22, but I still remember the score because, again, that was like such an important game for me. It was like, this is a new culture, new school, new friends, and from then on is when I knew that I want to continue playing rugby at least for as long as I'm at the school.
Fantastic. So you wasn't really thinking about it as a professional, you were just thinking about it as just a game, a sport that you enjoyed?
Yeah, it was just something that, you know, meeting new people. I hadn't known them for too long. There was about 50 people in my year group, so a lot of them played rugby because they lived near the school. They came from the prep schools, and it was new to me, so it was brilliant, like, getting to know them and the new culture.
Brilliant, that sounds fantastic. I know, obviously we all want to find ways to kind of interact, and that's one way to kind of break the ice of people, you know. But again, it's not an easy sport.
No, it's not.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your heroes and what motivates you.
Like any human being, I'm probably motivated by success, but also by hard working as well. I think that's really important because, you know, you can't get anything for free in this world, unfortunately, or fortunately. So Johnny Wilkinson, he came to my school, he was in my boarding house, and, you know, when you hear about his dedication, you know, everyone remembers in 2003 at the World Cup when, you know, he took that conversion in the last couple of seconds and he won it for England. But, you know, not many people know that as a young boy, where I was in Sutton House, he'd go at 4 p.m. as soon as lessons were over, and he'd kick rugby balls. He'd kick for the post for 2 hours till his parents picked him, took him to rugby practice, and he did the same again for 2 hours. And he did that day in, day out. So one thing is, you know, being motivated. People who are motivated, that's who I sort of look up to, who have that drive, have the passion for what they do, and ultimately they reap the rewards.
Sounds like David Beckham as well, isn't it? He was very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just constantly, every day, whenever he got a ball, he would be trying to, you know, do corners. Mm. So yeah, so exactly, so you have to work at it. There's no easy way in. I mean, some people look lucky, they're born into it, but, you know, in your case, and in most people's cases, it's just hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great, so rugby isn't everyone's first sport, pretty much because of the injuries. Mm. Have you ever been injured, and if so, did it give you second thoughts about a career in rugby?
So I think, yeah, being new to the game, when you play football, if you get a knock, if you get injured, it's, you know, usually just I don't know, you might get like a sore ankle or something, or you might get some spikes up your shin. But after your first rugby match, you've been hit, you know, 6, 7, 8 times in 20 minutes, and, you know, it's like physically it's demanding. I remember when I was in year 8, I tore my Achilles heel of any first degree tear. But that wasn't from playing rugby, that was from doing rugby and then doing other things. It's one of those things that, you know, you might play rugby on Wednesday, but then it's your body that's, you know, you're nursing your body, getting it back up to fitness. And I was just playing football, some rogue football in between a lesson, and I'd kick the ball the wrong way. And, you know, ordinarily that wouldn't happen, but it's about managing your body throughout the whole week to keep your fitness up, and that's really important. Even more recently, which probably led me to ease back off playing, I did my hip abductor just at the top there, so that's been wearing away. So like my mobility is a bit impaired because of that. And, you know, I played at Rosslyn Park, but I mean there's a video of me on YouTube, it went around that, it was a good try, but you ask the teammates, like 2 hours before, I could barely walk from one pitch to another pitch to play and spectate the game. I ran
People don't see that, do they? They don't see that side.
People don't see that side. I mean, the very game before that, about 40 minutes before, I was on the pitch, I ran from the 10 metre to the halfway line, and I had to walk straight off the pitch because I couldn't walk, and I had to ibuprofen, had to last back, and it's people getting behind you and fueling you, pushing yourself to get over your injuries. Because like that with anything, there are always going to be setbacks, but it's pushing yourself and reaping the rewards. And at the end, we won that last game. It was nice. The commentators saw that we played well. So yeah, it was it's a really good feeling. But 2 hours ago, I felt completely different. I felt almost didn't want to give in the towel because there's only 10 of you and 7 people need to play the match. But it's very tough, very demanding, and that's the thing with injuries. But you got to get over it. But that's what I love about it.
Yeah, but you got to get over the injury, but also more importantly, you got to make sure that the injury is not something that's going to be long standing.
Yeah.
I mean, if is there anyone? Obviously, there must be someone there who's like a sports physician who's going to be checking you all the time, saying, "Look, that's okay." Is that what happens, or you just walk on the pitch, say, "I'm going to play," "I'm not going to play"? Do you get checked over beforehand?
No, yeah. So it's all above board. We've got coaches. You can go in for training. You're going to have 4 or 5 coaches between 30 people who are making sure that you're fit. We had a health centre on campus, so if you did get a knock at the end of training, you'd stay behind. You get referred to the health centre. They'd keep tracks on you. They'd keep a tag on you. Make sure you're doing okay. We had college doctors. On Saturday, if you had a knock, there'd be an ambulance there, so everything would get assessed straight away. Because at the end of the day, it's physically demanding. It's a contact sport. So if you do get a knock, say something before. As I said, it gets worse.
Okay, brilliant. No, I'm glad to hear. Because obviously we don't want our young stars having injuries now, do we? Not recovering from them. Okay, so we all need a way to unwind. Do you have any hobbies outside of rugby?
So yeah, I played. I didn't just do rugby. I did sevens as well, which it's a different sport, but still based around rugby. And I did coaching, and I'm learning to be a referee as well. So I coached some under 13s, sevens rugby, and I'm doing some refereeing as well. So if I'm not playing, then I can be engaged with the sport in another way. Other than that, sports as well, athletics. I played hockey. Wasn't very good, but it was a good way just to play with friends in in your age group and play other schools, like a bit of competition, because competition is healthy. Yeah.
Oh, good, brilliant. Well, you know what? It all sounds great. You're immersing yourself in the sport. You're looking at other ways to understand the sport better. Because no one knows. Who knows in terms of you might become one of the greatest rugby players you've ever had. But if that doesn't happen, there's still other things to fall back on. So being a referee, all these other things, and clearly you might have bigger goals than that. But the fact is, it's always nice to think of another option just in case. And I find that in most, especially in football, look at these guys who don't make it to the big league, but they end up becoming youth team coaches, and they work within the sport. They find other areas in the sport to progress. So I love the way you're thinking. So what music are you into? Because I got to ask you that now. Come on, there's no. I don't know. I don't think there's a specific music for rugby players, but what music are you into?
So usually, before rugby matches, that's just sort of more upbeat music.
Oh, okay.
You just listen to get yourself in the zone. Not aggressive music, but music that will. But so outside of that, musically, I'm more of a gospel guy. I listen to a lot of gospel music. That's all about. That's what I'm all about. Remembering sort of where I've come from and where I'm going to. That sort of thing. That's important to me.
Oh, good, fantastic. I like that. So you're playing rugby for Oxford University, and that is an incredible achievement. Do you dream about walking out for England and taking on the All Blacks someday?
I think because rugby, one of those things is it's a very, very big. You play to people, you get people who are 20, 25 odd stone. Definitely, I'll be playing college rugby. I'll definitely get involved with that. But I think what I did find is that whilst playing is great, injury prone, sort of running. Doing the contact did take a bit of a knock on my abductor, but I do love the coaching. I love the refereeing as well, and that's sort of being a referee, because I'm going to study law at university.
Right, amazing.
And being a referee, you've got to be able to manipulate, the laws of rugby. During the course, you get, documents. You've got to read these laws and then see these videos. So I really saw that link, and that's sort of what pushed me to do more refereeing. But also, I mean, I've been playing rugby for 7 years, and the referee would give a decision. I mean, I didn't know all the rules, but I think, what is ref doing? But when you're studying for it, and when you're refereeing a match, and you got to think, you've got to be looking at, this, are they offside? Because everyone can complain to the referee, but when you're doing schoolboy rugby or under 18s rugby or even under 13s rugby, there's no VAR, there's no assistant ref. You've got 2 touch judges, but you've got so many things to be looking at. So that's something I really want to continue and keep pushing through the qualifications. And
that sounds
even
very
if I
sensible.
can't play, I mean, I'll be playing at uni and maybe might do something casually afterwards. But even if I can't play, I'll still definitely get involved with an RFU, just refereeing schoolboy games, keeping in touch with the sport, because it's a really good sport.
No, it's good, and obviously, that therefore you're inspiring and bringing young people back into the sport and giving them more trust in the sport. Because what you're talking about is basically really understanding the refereeing job better, even better than the referee is. So you'll be more fair, I imagine.